Okay, I think we're working now. I hope at least. Uh, yeah, we're about 30 minutes in, but I think we're good. I will just talk to chat here. Uh, Hello, y'all. And I do have hold on here. Stream folder. I do have something I want to include. All right. Copy. And it looks like we still have 0 viewers. I'll go and start the streaming soon, I think. Wait, are we still like, yeah, okay. We're still doing good. The resolution is a little low. I might change that for the next stream. I don't know. Because I was having issue with getting it to stream right. Yeah, let me just... Okay, I'm just wanting to make sure I'm not peaking too much here. Oh, wait, we're having issues. Open widget. Your keyframe. Okay, but like I have that set up for that. What, like, did it change back on me? Oh, that is so annoying. I can't change that when the stream's going. Ugh, wonderful. Yeah, well, we got a like. Maybe I should just ignore that little warning. I don't know. Hey, hey, Pan, welcome to the chat. Not much. I'm just trying to get the stream started here. I am very new to this whole thing. Let me know if the audio is too high or too low. Unfortunately, I only have one monitor here, so yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a fun time. But let's okay, good. So I'll shut off that. And so no, that's not what I wanted to move. I wanted to move the video capture here. Well, I don't expect many people to be here for the entire stream. All right, so let's just shrink that. You know, I didn't think this through the best. And window capture, where is the window capture? Because I have it somewhere here. Oh, here it is. Screen capture. There we go. And all right. So hopefully this will work out just fine. All right. And I'm going to unpause this simulation. Unpause. All right, hold on. Okay. All right, we are getting really bad lag on this. Hopefully that'll get, I don't know. It's a little bit better now. And why isn't my controller working? Okay, this has been quite the predicament here. Alright, let's mute that for a second. Go here into settings. That Pokemon looks like a bunny unicorn. The purple one. That one must have been in the intro scene here. Let's see. Controller here. Let's see, are we... Okay, yeah, it's not being picked up at all. I wonder... Alright. So let's just plug this directly into here. The purple one with long ears. I have a feeling that is an Espeon, but I'm not sure. It's going to replay in a second. Oh, I think you're talking about Gengar. Or Nidoran. Yeah, Nidoran has the long ears. It does look like a unicorn. Okay, I apparently do not know how to plug things in. There we go. Okay. Alright, so now I should get buttons. Yeah, Nidorino. There we go. Oh boy. And I don't mean to bump the desk so much. Stream's off to a great start already. Alright. So this is a game called Pokemon Gaia. It is a ROM hack, so it isn't an official Pokemon game or anything. But yeah, it should still be fun to play. And I played a little bit of it on stream. I have other games too, and we can do other stuff. This is my first time doing a stream like this. Well, for the length, because I've done like back in April of last year. It wasn't March. I did a bunch of streams, but those are only like for an hour. And I didn't have face cam back then, because that was before I did the face reveal. So yeah. This is going to be a bit of a different kind of stream than I'm used to. But hey, we gotta start somewhere here. So here we go. And yeah. So we will just get started with this. If you guys have a MBTI question, it's what is lagging, the video or the gameplay? Okay, so 4 seconds or less. Okay, yeah, I might... Let me see if I can change that right here. Yeah, I don't, I don't know. For now, we'll just have to go with it. I'll have to learn more as I go. So in these early Pokemon games, I think in this one too, there's a free potion in the PC. So we'll get that right now. Withdraw item. Withdraw. I don't, I don't know. This is all very new. So, appreciations for the patience of everybody. And, oh, okay. So, let's go. We got a letter in the mail. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, I've had an issue with that, with this before. I'll have to look into that. I don't know. Should, oh, right, I need to, I forgot the book in the, need the book. Book without any text, I guess. So we take this to the store, library. I don't know. Oh, always more stuff to talk about. Oh, good. We get the running shoes this early on. Because like in Fire Red and Leaf Green, you don't get the running shoes until you make it past Brock, I think. So getting them nice and early, it's always nice. Be nice if you start off with them, you know, you don't need to get them, but you can't run inside anyway, usually, so. Oh, I think I need to go down here. Yeah. Combination of me doing a lot of things at once, but we'll figure it out. We'll get started here. And, yeah. And, okay, here you are. She's the lady we need to talk to. You took a long time. These totem poles are fascinating, are they not? Pretty basic pixel art, if you ask me. For years, I have stood here, and nobody truly... Oh, for years, they have stood here. Dyslexia, okay. They were said to be constructed by the elders of Orbitus. I mean, honestly, well, they look like they're made of wood. So I don't know how long they were going to stay, like, outside being weathered. Sure, you can have the book. Oh, yeah, so the way it works is, if you don't know, if you have a question about MBTI, or if you don't know what your type is, you can just basically type out what you think your type are, and we can try to figure it out that way. That's kind of the whole goal of this. Yeah. I did put an asterisk in the promo for this because we'll see if it lasts as long as I wanted it to. Because I know other people stream for this long, but, you know, might have bitten off more than I can chew. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Alright. So now, we can go in here. No, that's home. Okay, yeah. So, like I said, any MBTI questions, would be appreciated. And... Alright, finally. We get to pick our first Pokemon. Mm-hmm. So what is your personality type? If you don't mind me asking. So, uh, we can't, I guess we can't have all three Pokemon be chosen. So we get to pick up the Gen 3 starters. I don't know how much I should talk about the actual gameplay here. Yeah. So I don't know. I guess I'll go with Chimchar. Chimchar is pretty good. And, it has an impish nature. We'll name it Charmander, because that's hilarious. D-E-R? Chapmander. That's exactly what we wanted to call it. I have other games, too, that we could try. So it isn't loaded just to Pokemon or whatever. And we can, I don't know. We can do other stuff, too. Okay. ISFJ, okay. I like ISFJs. They're definitely a more common type, but yeah, I get along well with them quite a bit, I think. They're definitely they're definitely one of the types that make the world a more stable place for sure. Yeah. Okay, so the rival name. I don't know. Need to come up with a good name for him. Okay, we're gonna name him Astrology, if I can fit. Because that's kind of like the rival of MBTI, kind of. Yeah, I find that too. When you have a safe vibe and stuff like that, we're not gonna be able to fit Astrology. So we'll just do Astral. That'll be his name. Yeah, when you have a pleasant, calm, and non-judgmental vibe, people just will release, because unfortunately, it can be hard to get all that stress and stuff out. So, yeah, let's see. Is that because you just basically tell people that you don't want to deal with it, or do you just kind of have a vibe that's less based or less pleasant? Okay, Talo right off the bat. I'm not gonna catch a Talo because I'm pretty sure I can get a Starly here. Well, I mean, health anxiety is a big thing for a lot of people. Though, I mean, it does make sense, too. Like, ISFJ's dominant function is introverted sensing. So, with them, what's going to happen is any kind of abnormality in their health is going to certainly cause some certain, fear and stuff like that coming in. So I definitely could see ISFJs having a lot of health anxiety. Yeah, so I'm not sure if that's a typo, but ISFJs have SI FE, I believe. Not FI. You never have like, oh come on, right off the bat, man. You always will have like an extroverted, an introverted, and then an extroverted, or extroverted and then an introverted. So for example, INFPs, it's FI and then NE. For ENFPs, it's NE then FI. Yeah. So wait, I lost $40 to a random Pokemon? That typo. I have the IEE stack. I am not familiar with that particular version. I know, like, I'm on the personality database. There's a lot of different kinds of different kinds of Pokemon. There's a lot. I know on the MBTI personality database website, there's a lot of different personality types, and I don't know all of them. I only know a couple of them. Yeah, I know the MBTI system, but there's like stuff like socionics. I haven't gotten into that. So I mean, that makes sense for like an ISTJ. ISTJs are also yeah, Bunnelby. There's a couple of bunny Pokemon. Yeah, so ISTJs, they're a fun type. My favorite question to ask ISTJ is, what is it? Oop. Okay. Okay. I mean, that would be interesting. That could be an. I mean, that could be an interesting video in itself. Like, what would each MBTI type's ideal car be? Sure. That's what we're here for. So, private. Yes. Now, what you want is like a private jump jet, so you can just take off from a driveway parking lot. Yeah. So, Wurs here. What type do you think you are? Like, what type are you considering? Okay, so I only know what one of those cars is. I know what a Subaru is. I do not know much about cars, unfortunately. Alright, I can heal in my house. Yeah, so, okay, I talked to the bed. So, yeah, if you have, questions about type, just tell me what type you think you are, and then we can figure that out. If you have no idea what type you are, you can just start out with that. And we'll go. So, all I know about cars is I want them to be able to get me from point A to point B safely. That's kind of about it. Alright. So I don't think I need to grind too much for this next spot, but I do like to have a couple of extra levels on this. And, yeah, what I think we'll do... Okay, so you're in between ENTP or ENFP. Okay, that makes sense. Both of those are dominant NE types. But ENTPs have their next function after NE is TI, and ENFPs don't have TI. They have introverted feeling. So I guess the big question between those two types is, do you, I guess, like, do you have, like, a lot of, any doms are your opposite? Okay. So, yeah, so... okay, so when it comes to ENFP versus ENTP, I don't think I've made a video on this typing, the differences, but when you come to your opinions on things, ENFPs are definitely... Yeah, ENFPs are definitely going to be very value-focused. They're not going to be quite as value-focused as, say, INFPs, but they're going to be very strong. So do you think you have a strong sense of value? Okay, take care wherever you're going. Maybe by that point, I'll have grinded up to level 7. I should be there. So, yeah, kind of so annoying. I also want to, like, get my first special attack. And... okay. There we go. Charmander go to level 7. And finally we learn Ember. Yeah, so I'll let you, I will let, Wurs get back to that whenever he can. Because, like, with ENFPs, they're going to be very value-based. Yeah, like a moral compass. But just in general, like, so an ENFP is going to look at situations, and they're going to see the world around them. You know, they're going to take everything, and ENTPs are going to do this too. Both of them they're going to see the world, they're going to observe everything around them. And an ENTP is going to take that thing, and they're going to say, how does this thing square with logic and everything else I know? Like, how does this fit into my world? Whereas into my world in a logical sense. Where an ENFP is going to think, okay, how do I feel about this thing? So I guess you could say less about morals specifically and more so about just kind of emotion. When something new enters into your worldview, are you looking more at the emotional side of things? Or are you looking more at this thing without any kind of emotional attachment? I guess, yeah, if you were given, like, a moral problem, are you jumping to how you feel about it? Are you getting very personally involved in it? Or are you looking at something very matter-of-fact? So that's, I think, a good place to start with these two types. How personally do you take stuff? Because ENFPs are going to take things very personally. ENTPs, for the most part, aren't going to take things personally. ENFPs are going to be very warm and close. ENTPs are going to be very cold and detached. So I hope that helps you out with those two types. In the future, if I do this again, and we'll have to see, what I'm thinking about doing is I'll have, like, I want to set up, like, a Discord server or something, and then we could do voice calls. And that might be a little bit easier because I can read less. Yes, ENFPs do have third slot TE, but that isn't going to come naturally to them, at least at first. They're going to cling to that sort of second. It isn't a quite natural thing. Also, TE is very different than TI, whereas TI is focusing on how everything connects. TE is focusing on how something can be used, if that makes a lot of sense. So, an ENFP, when it comes to using logic, is going to be less sort of interested in how everything kind of works together, and they're going to be more interested in how can I use this thing to further my goals. It's sort of the difference between TE and TI. I did not need to heal, I don't think. I maybe need to rethink how I'm doing this. But whatever. Yeah, I don't think many ENFPs would describe themselves as hollow, to be honest. I'm really leaning more towards ENTP. Though I don't even know, like, I don't know if the ENTPs would describe themselves as hollow normally, but yeah, I definitely think ENTP is more likely your type than ENFP. Because I don't really think many ENFPs would describe themselves, unless maybe, like, they were depressed. Then maybe they could. Okay, welcome back. So, I think this is the house we need to go into. Yeah, I mean that makes sense that that TI is more personal. It is more personal, but I don't. Yeah, I mean both ENFPs and ENTPs are known for being kind of energetic, but I'm still leaning more so towards ENTP, not ENFP. At least that's my 2 cents. So there's a house somewhere in here. Nope, that's not it. It has a sign out front. Ah, this house has it. Yep, this is the house. Took me a while, but I knew we'd find it eventually. Alright. We obtained the care package. Alright, I need to open it up. Hold on. Bag. The Orbitus Pokedex. Okay. Card. Damn, man. You get so much in one item here. Alright, so... And we finally get Pokeballs. I forget if this game has a catching tutorial. I don't think it does. Yeah, no problem. I'm glad to help. And... okay, we get to do our first rival battle here. And I am a little bit... he should be at only level 5, so we should be pretty set for this battle. But, of course, it doesn't help if you go the wrong way. Took you so long. Let's have a battle. Don't hold back. Okay. One thing I really like about this game is they really do a great job with all the sprite work. They make new sprites. So... and that takes us to level 8. All right. Perfect. Yeah. I definitely think ENTPs are very prone to being funny. That's one of the things I think one of the more endearing parts of the type, because otherwise ENTPs can be kind of a bit overbearing. I think. I mean, not necessarily overbearing, but they have a tendency to challenge you and stuff like that. So, Alright, I'm going to catch a Zigzagoon. They have the ability Pick Up, which is going to be helpful. No. Actually, give it... Gonna go with HM Cow. Zigzagoon's not a cow, but... Okay. Yeah. ENTPs, they definitely thrive on conversation and things like that. ENTPs can be emotional, depending on the situation they are in life. I think it's important when you're talking about type that you are you're realizing that the cognitive functions can manifest in a lot of ways. I don't think one type is necessarily inherently more emotional than another type, but I think some types are definitely more prone to emotional thinking and things like that. ENTPs they're more prone to be less emotional, I think. But they can still certainly be emotional at times, if that makes sense. Normally I'm very scripted, so probably going to be a lot more rambly with this kind of thing. But hey. Like, what types are more emotional or, like, more prone to be emotional? Like, what do you mean? Oh, okay, yeah. So, types that are going to be more emotional. If I were to make a tier list, I'd put ISFPs pretty high on that list. They have dominant FI, which definitely presupposes you more to emotion, I think. But they also have auxiliary SE. So this means that ISFPs are going to be more expressive in their emotions, I think, than, say, an INFP. INFPs are definitely also going to be emotional, but I think INFPs are more likely than ISFPs to kind of conceal things. FE DOMs, ESFPs, not ESFPs are not FE DOMs. Why am I saying that? ENFJs, for example, they are going to be very emotional. Any type with like high FE, I think, is going to be more prone to it, because FE is all about sharing emotions between multiple people. So I think ENFJs are definitely going to be more emotional. INFJs are an interesting one because they have dominant NI and then auxiliary FE. So you'd think they'd be more emotional. But I think because they have that NI, I think INFJs are a lot more likely to hide their emotions than other types. But I do think a type that a lot of people don't think is very emotional, but kind of is INTJs, because they have third slot FI. And even though... Oh. Sure, because... Yeah, certainly your environment and circumstances are going to affect your high level of emotion. You know, you're probably going to be a lot more emotional with your friends than you are, at work, probably. So, did I go to the Pokemon Center? Completely forgot. That's what we have this to check. If this were like one of the DS games, the Diamond and Pearl edition, I could just look at the bottom screen to see the health, but, I can't with this particular one as well. So, but yeah, I mean, on to my point about I feel like INTJs, because of the tertiary, or I like to say third slot, FI, they're going to be a lot more emotional than I think they'd care to admit. And a lot of their decisions are going to be more so based on emotion than they think they would like to admit. Do I want a Lotad? I need a water type. Yeah, why not? I'll go Lotad. Bag. So, there we go. Yeah, so what I think I'm going to do is when this stream is over, probably, might be tomorrow, I'm not sure. I'm going to make a Discord server, and we'll have like a voice chat, I think. And then people can come on, and it is going to be a Patreon-only Discord server, so that might kind of stink for some people, but that way it's just a bit easier to moderate, I think. So yeah, we'll do that, and then we'll have a voice chat, and then one at a time people can come in. So that'll be good. I don't know if anyone will be actually interested in doing that. Let me know if people would be interested in coming into voice chat to talk about like their type or something. Well, that's too bad. Scratch. Oh, I got a critical hit. Nice. So, Pokemon Center here. Okay, Yeah, so typing isn't that much about habits and things like that. It's more so about preferences, which can inform habits. Do you have any types that stand out into your mind that you think you're more like? Okay, I need to switch out here. I need to get Lotad up a little bit because he needs to be trained. Because from what I have right now, and I don't have a lot, but I'm kind of leaning more so towards, like, say, ENFP or ESFP. Uh, I don't know I'd say that, but I'm not the first person to invent it. Anyway, okay, so I'm gonna have to switch train until Lotad learns something a little bit better. That'll kind of suck, but hey, at least I got something to do. So yeah, they're in. I definitely Yeah, I should have known that. I do agree that inferior functions could be a good way of handling could be a good way of figuring your type out. And it definitely does fix the issue because, like, one of the big problems with typing is if you say a bunch of positive traits, people tend to relate to things like, oh, yeah, I'm everyone thinks they're logical and stuff like that. But yeah, so that is a good way to do it, but it can also be hard to see the inferior functions in people. That they tend to be sort of hidden, so it's not always the easiest thing to do. Let's see. Where am I? Where am I at? Lotad might not have been the best Pokemon to train with here. How much does Astonish do? Yeah, okay. Okay, okay. So, you think you might be an INFP, but you think you could also be an INTP, an ISFP, um, an ENFP. So I don't really think preferring a physical job necessarily means that you are more prone to being an ISTP. Oh, I don't know. Probably a crow. The animals around here are crazy. So you don't know if you're an ISFJ or an INTJ? Let's go with I'm gonna try to help Leafeon here first. Yeah, that's Whismer. Unfortunately, Lotad is not going to be able to battle him. So, yeah, okay. So, to Leafeon here, do you have a lot of sentimental? Are you very sentimental about things? Okay, that's convenient. So, just let you get back to that question there. Do. Lotad level 4. Wait. Yeah, I'm hearing that crow loud. Sometimes when I'm trying to record, I I don't know. It just feels like every animal, every car, every plane wants to come and just start going around. That's like when the planes come. That's when the snowplow come. I had a window, and one time, and there were just like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 birds right next to the window next to where I record. And it's just, you know, I mean, part of it is that you just don't really notice those kinds of background sounds when you're just trying to record and stuff like that. But, yeah. So, oh, geez. We're going to survive? Oh, that barely did anything. That's pretty good. Yeah, so, I mean, part of it is that whole thing of wanting to do it. Oh, that's amazing! Congrats on the getting married soon. Yeah, INTPs and INFPs make great couples. Yeah. All right, see you later. See you later, Pan. Okay. I think that's when we're gonna get the traffic jam. I don't know if you could hear that or not. Anyway, all right, let's switch away here. So you're a dreamer. that kind of rules out ISTP, but I wasn't really considering that. Yeah, well, I guess we can rule out ISFP quickly. What's going on here? All right. So with ISFPs, they're definitely a more grounded type. Oh, I should. Oh, okay, good. We one-shot it. That's good. They're definitely a more grounded type. So, I guess my question in that case, how do you self-soothe? Like, how do you when you're stressed, how do you focus on handling that stress that you're feeling? That's a pretty good way to go. So how do you handle that? To Leafeon, because I'm still trying to figure out your type here. Right. Okay. Yeah, chat is. Yo chat is. I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that. Yo chat is ENTJ and ENTP, a goated duo. I feel like those two types would rub heads quite a bit. NE and TE. Yeah. I feel like those two would get annoyed very quickly. Whereas ENTJs would be very much about getting things done very efficiently. Whereas ENTPs are going to be more interested in having fun and stuff like that. Is this stuff you've watched before? Oh, wow. Headphones fell off. I don't even know why I'm even using these. I don't really need them. Lots of Whismers. I hope your friend doesn't resent you too much for making them do all the work. Charmander level 10. Of course so. Charmander's leveling up quick, but Lotad, he's not. Somehow, sad music and background boosts cuteness. And, So, when it comes to something that you're afraid of, are you more so afraid of are you more so afraid of like doing the same thing over and over again, or are you afraid of being judged by somebody? Being judged at work, being expected to live up to some kind of numerical value. Alright, finally Lois had gained to level 5, but that doesn't mean... You know, they're going to grind in the grass. That might be a little bit better for Lotad here. Oh, good, we got a flinch. Nice. Yeah, so basically I'm going to keep on playing this till noon, and then we'll see what we do there. Okay. Yeah, it's Eastern Standard Time. Um, where is everybody from, just out of curiosity? I'm from the U.S. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I'm not saved yet. Poland, okay. That's cool. Brazil. Pretty international audience, it looks like. Alright, so I'm guessing that's Russia. Yeah, so right now I'm kind of leaning towards ENFP. Um, Oh, when did I get absorb? Yeah, I mean, INFP is definitely close, and I could see an argument for it. What test did you use? I'm actually I have a plan to. I don't know if anyone saw this, but I have this plan to do a ranking video of all of the MBTI types. We'll see if that happens. I don't know. It's things have been kind of hectic lately. Partly why I'm streaming today, trying something new. Okay. Wismer, I finally have an attack I can use against you that isn't going to be not effective. Yeah, type I like the most. That's tough. I really I love the energy of ENFPs, but I'm not sometimes that energy can be a bit much. I really like the energy of I like the humor of ENTPs. I have a very soft spot in my heart for INTPs as well. You know, I get along great with them. So yeah, probably like either ENFPs, INTPs, or INFPs if I said that. Yeah, so the thing is a lot of times people think of ENFPs as being extroverted. And while I think a lot of ENFPs are extroverted, it's important to realize that we're not, when we're talking about like ENFP versus INFP, we're not talking about like the level of social extroversion you have. We're talking about whether or not you're looking, internally or externally. And I guess just from what I've heard so far, and I could be swayed towards INFP as well, but with INFPs, they're going to be a little bit more decisive, I think, in most cases than an INFP. So that's why I'm kind of leaning towards that direction. What did he type you as? And how does he type people? Okay. Oh, I forgot this place is blocked by the Psyducks. That was in Gen 4 too. I have yet to battle you. We haven't done a trainer battle in a long time. Fortunately, Lotad will not do particularly good against you, so... Weird that a grass Pokemon that can kind of fly in a splash. No, unfortunately. I haven't played that game. I've never even heard of that game, so... Okay. $60. Hi, welcome to the stream. I'm glad you like it. Pokemon's a good comfort game. It's also a game that you can kind of just sort of not be super focused on because the gameplay is just surfing through menus. So that's good. Oh, I'm glad I didn't get poisoned there. Yeah, So, do you like trying new sweets, or are you, Why did I use absorb? Whatever. Do you enjoy trying new sweets, or do you just like getting the same old stuff over and over again? INFPs have a tendency, like, they like to try new things a lot of the time, and INTPs are the same way too. They want to try new things, but they don't know what to try. They kind of get overwhelmed, and they kind of just go back to choosing their creature comforts of sorts. So, that's something I've seen with a big difference between ENFPs, where ENFPs don't typically have that problem so much. Okay, good. Maybe I can get some... P back. There we go. Made it. Now do you? Okay, something about a trapdoor. I'm not sure Redwood is known for being a particularly good trainer. Okay. Yeah, I'm leaning more towards ENFP. Should probably switch over. I'm glad Pidgey doesn't have a grass type move or a flying move. That'd be it. Oh, hey, look at that! We got our first pickup item. I'll have to grab that when this battle's over. Oop. I did not mean to bump it. What game do you think? Oh gosh, if you're a TE dominant game, TE dominant type, you would love Stardew Valley. Or any kind of like a tactical game, but Stardew Valley is the game that I sort of know the most, and that game is all about optimizing and making decisions and making plans and executing things. So I feel like Stardew Valley is definitely a top pick for an ENTJ. But also I think any kind of strategy game would also do pretty well for them. Again, that would be another good video for another good idea for a video too. What would be each type's favorite video game? I never beat that one. I started playing it a little bit, but Wizard's making noise. Okay, wonderful. I didn't get very far. Okay. So, let's get that item off of Zigzagoon here. An antidote. I mean, that could be good, but I'm going to use that potion. Hi, welcome to the stream. Yeah, Leafeon, I'm definitely leaning more towards ENFP. Not type, I think, is known for necessarily joking much. But I think ENFPs are definitely suited for puns. INFPs, too. Okay. Oh, I have 6 potions. That's pretty good. Didn't know I had so many. You were skippable, but could use the money and the experience points. And I'm hoping you have easy Pokemon for me to take out. I mean, kinda. I like action JRPGs too, but I just don't game that much, to be honest. So, Ember. Low tag grew to level 9, and bubble? What's bubble? Like 20 power? Kind of weird that a hiker just has 2 Spinnerack. That was mighty awful. Okay. I wanted to go to just check on Rock Pokemon how much bubble is. Okay, I mean, it's 40 power, so it's quite a bit better than Absorb, which is nice. And yeah, that's definitely a video I've thought about making. But I don't know. Last time I made a a video like that, people just didn't watch it very much. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm still leaning towards ENFP. Um, all right. Bubble. Well, I mean, I guess Bubble does more. It is double the attack power, so it makes sense. But I actually think Water Gun is 40 power too, so. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You can be an introverted ENFP. Welcome back. All right, so I'm going to save here. And I am going to take a quick break. I will be back shortly here. And we'll see what happens next. Let me just quickly pull up the load screen. There we go. All right, so I will be right back. Alright, I'm back for a little bit here. I'm gonna do... No. I need to learn how to use OBS. That's what I need to do. Okay. So I'll just make this a little bit bigger here. And, okay, yeah, I see the lag is pretty bad. Hold on. Can I control the settings here? Hopefully that'll make it better. No, still pretty bad. Let me turn off that waiting room audio. Okay, there we go. Alright. So, does anybody have a preference in a game that we could do next? We could do Zelda. We could keep on doing Pokemon. Yeah. I should do a poll next if I do this again on Blue Sky or on YouTube. I don't know. I'll think of something. This is very new to me. So... yeah. You know what we'll do? We will... Hold on. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a quick poll here. That's the first time somebody said they thought it was from Boston. Alright, so... Okay, here we go. You guys can vote on this, and we'll see what game we do next. Hold on, I am going to just go back to here and put the loading screen back on, and I'll run the waiting music. Okay. Let me turn the microphone back on. There we go. And, yeah. So everybody, well, not everybody, but most people wanted more Gaia, so we'll do that. Let's remember this time to click on the layer here before we move it. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Down here. Oh my gosh, the thing was muted the entire time. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, I had it muted. I didn't realize that. I am back now. Thanks for the sub. You probably didn't hear me when I was talking. So the face cam is frozen. I thought I told the face cam to go away. Weird. What's going on this screen? I don't know. Yeah, if I do this again, there's definitely have to be a lot of tweaks made to make it a better experience of sorts. I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing, because you never, like... Videos are a lot easier in a lot of different ways, but they take a lot longer to make. And it's kind of why I decided to try streaming, because it's a lot easier to stream than it is to make a video. So, you know. But we'll keep on going. Sure, absolutely. That's the entire purpose of the stream. I'm just playing games because, I don't know what else I would be doing. Other than just, like, you know, staring at a screen. I don't know. So, what two types do you think you are? Or, like, maybe there's more than two. But what types do you think you are right now? And I'm just double checking. The microphone is not muted. Level 9. Probably should have read that. But I'm not too worried. Oh, no, Gilbert. Easy. And Dilbert is gone. So, yeah, anytime you want to tell us what types you think you are, that would be helpful.